Oh, hello. Would you like to see the gear I'm taking with me on my thru-hike at the PCT this year? All right, let's go. Alrighty, so this is all the gear that I will be taking with me on the thru-hike of the PCT this year. And I'm going to go one by one through some of it. Some, I'm sure, will say that there's things in here that I do not need. And then others will probably say there's things I need in here that I don't have. But this is what I'm starting with. I feel very confident about what I have here and that it's going to meet my needs. I'm sure I'll get rid of some and pick up new things along the way. But let's start here with the sleeping bag. This is made by REI. It's a long sleeping bag. The name brand is a Trail Break 30, so it's I won't have a whole lot of cold nights in the beginning. Obviously starting in the desert, but it will be comfortable in the 30s. Obviously on those cold nights. Underneath here, instead of having a pad, this is a Z Light, I believe it's called. Thermarest Z Light. Nice foamy piece to go under the bag to keep me nice and comfortable. Maybe not as much as a plush beauty rest mattress, but it'll do the job. And here, don't have it set up obviously, but this is the Passage to tent. So this is a 3-season tent. Has the covering for wind at night. Let's see here, it says 4 pounds 2 ounces. It's a little on the heavier side, but that's okay for me. I like the comfort of it, I guess, more than just having the ultralight at this time. With taking out part of it, we could get down to 4 pounds 2 ounces with everything included there. I believe it's right at 5. At the end of this, I'm going to give you a total weight of what my base weight is, but I do not have the time or the energy to weigh everything individually. So those are, and then right here is the pack. I'm sure you've seen that in other videos. This is the Flash 55. So basically 55 liters what it holds. It's such a great pack. You got here and here on both sides for the water bottles. You have storage here where I put tracking poles and such, and then you obviously have the whole opening here. The rain top I'm probably going to take off. That's going to save a little weight, not really necessary, as I will have these here. Just simply lining that to protect the pack and the contents from being wet, or the contents that I do not want to get wet. All right, so let's just keep going up here in this area. So right here is the Sawyer Squeeze. This is the piece that is going to basically filtrate the water that I'll be getting from springs, rivers, wherever I can get it. But obviously we want to filter that so as to not get sick. So I'm going to have 2 smart water bottles. These are both 1 liter each. Then we obviously have in here, we have 2 small 1 liter bags. And then I have here another 2 liter bag. So that's a total capability of 6 right there. I might add another one on. Wouldn't be a whole lot of time that I would need all 6, but it's always good to have that, especially in the desert, and don't know about with the drought if the water is going to be dry or not. So always want to be prepared. Then we go over here. I obviously have the tracking poles. These are just very minimal. Nothing fancy or expensive there. This is the selfie stick that's going to allow to have some great shots out there for y'all. Okay, so moving on. It's a lightweight utensil that simply going to eat with. Very light. I can't believe how light that is. It's lighter than a plastic fork for some reason. This right now says Skippy peanut butter. This is basically what I will be using to cold soak. I am not going to have a heater or gas or anything to cook with. I am basically going to be soaking basically noodles, ramen, things like that. And then obviously add tuna or lentils or different things to it. But basically I'll be making it right there in that. That obviously saves a lot of weight because that's the name of the game, trying to save as much weight as possible. Here is my little bag of electronics. This has my headlamp in it, a rechargeable battery for the headlamp, and then the boy, it's slipping my mind right now what this is called, but basically it's a power bank So if the phone goes, and I'm not anywhere near where I could get a charge, I can get 1 or possibly 2 charges out of that before, getting somewhere to charge again. These are going to be the camp shoes here, the flip-flops. I'm not a Croc guy myself, so flip-flops it is. The Florida boy in me. Now this is kind of like the first aid stuff here. Obviously toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste. Some people might think this is a little bit much, but I love this bag. It's very light. As you can see, it has all kinds of stuff in it that could be beneficial out there. Yeah, protection, for the Band-Aids, treatment, any cuts or burns or anything like that. Nylon rope. Essentials, you got your safety pins and splinter remover. So, I had all that individual, but this is kind of more of a lighter way of carrying that. So, I really like this pack. Got a small light compass. Pooper scooper. Got to have that. There's going to be a lot of times, obviously, out there that I'm using nature. You got to dig a hole 6 inches deep and cover it back up. So it has the toilet paper and basically the shovel part. I broke the handle off to save weight and save space. Then coming over here. Now these are all going to be in Ziploc bags. But for now, they're just in this until, I land at airport and everything. I wanted to keep that like that and then put it all in a Ziploc bag. But basically, I have my ibuprofen, Excedrin, generic of Excedrin for times, when I might have a headache. And this, a necessity for me with the gut issues I have, this is basically my 1 a day for my heartburn, so I can actually eat. Nail clipper is very important. You don't want to let those toenails get long and cause all kinds of problems on the feet. Then here we have, repellent for, as you can see, mosquitoes. Yeah, basically just a mosquito spray for bug repellent. Then here for sunscreen when I would need it. And you'll see with the clothing, I won't need a whole lot, mainly on the back of the legs. And I've been in Florida forever, so I have very dark skin. Tan's good, but you still want to protect yourself out there. And these are my trail runner shoes. Hoka's Speedgoat 4s. Great traction. Feels like you're walking on a cloud even after 20 miles. That's just so beautifully soft. I love it. So then basically moving on to some clothing here. I got the hat, ball cap. Now this is going to work with different things. Sunglasses here, obviously. These are my reading glasses. Those will also be there. Okay, so 2 pairs of socks. These are made by Darn Tough, Vermont, for hiking. They actually guarantee them for life, so they're pretty darn tough. Have this blade here, very lightweight, just for things you might need to cut rope or whatnot. And 2 t-shirts, one for camp, one for walking. Then we got the buff. This is basically using like a bandana. It uses wind protection on the face, sun protection on the face. If I need these, I'm going to bring them. This might be one item that I get rid of right away because I don't really ever use gaiters, but with a lot of rock and different debris that could pop up, you want to have that there in case protect you from getting that in your shoe and causing more foot problems. These are pairs of shorts here, one for camp, and then this is basically what I'll be using for hiking. These are really cool because they actually have the underwear, the boxer, right in the actual shorts themselves. So it's 2 for 1. You don't even have to wear boxers with these. But I will be taking, and actually I just realized I don't have that out here, but I will be taking 2 pair of boxers as well. Not cotton. Nothing near cotton. And then these are basically, synthetic, like a thermal, very lightweight, thin, but for those cold nights when I need an extra layer. This is a really comfortable, very thin, kind of like a long sleeve t-shirt type of thing, but it has the hoodie on it. So this is basically for desert walking. You put the hoodie on, protects your face and your neck from getting burnt. Also, wicks the water, doesn't hold in any stench. Obviously, you're going to get pretty darn stinky out there regardless, but that will help not have the clothing get as stinky with the type of material that's used. Here we got the rain gear. That's also, you know, wind gear if needed. And that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything there. Some things, like I said, is going to be changed. These are going to be down in Ziploc bags. The Skippy is going to be gone, and it's going to just be basically, you know, something to cook or something to have my food in. Oh, one last thing here. This is a puffy. You're like, well, why do you need a puffy? You're going to be in the desert. Well, it's going to get chilly, I'm sure, miles into it, if not at times in the beginning. But it also is going to double as a pillow for me. So I will be using this as a pillow with the bag. Very comfortable, very thin, light, so good stuff. But basically, that's it in a nutshell. Probably sound like a babbling idiot here trying to explain all this stuff, but pretty comfortable that this is going to be all I need to get going. Now, obviously, I'm going to have a lot of water weight and food weight. Food, basically a pound a day on average, they say. So if I'm taking 2 or 3 days of food, it'll be 2 or 3 extra pounds. Water, if you have 6 liters, that's about 13 pounds that would be added on. So the weight that I'm about ready to tell you here, once I weigh all this, is just the base weight, just the amount of weight without water and food, because water and food is always going to change. Now, obviously, a lot of this stuff that you're seeing, I'm going to be wearing. The shoes, the shirt, the shorts, the socks. So a lot of that clothing, you know, basically there's like one extra thing for clothing while I'm out there for camp. And then, you know, for the hiking, it's pretty much the same thing every day. All right, well, hopefully it was informative, and I'll let you know after, you know, I start walking it, start hiking it, and get done, you know, if I was right, or if I needed more, or if I needed less. All right, I will let you know here what the weight is in just a bit. Talk to you later.